trying to inform management?
See, there are material ethical principles, but there are spiritual principles which are higher. So as we progress, we give up the lower principle and go to the higher principle. Even in your office, there are many principles at different levels, right? So you give up the local principle and you elevate yourself to the higher principle. See, Hinduism has so many things you should do. But when you come to Krishna consciousness, having adopted a higher principle, you don't have to do many of those things. It's no longer necessary to do those principles, provided you have taken a higher shelter. Right? If you come to the point of renunciation, like success is guaranteed at that point anyways, then you don't have to do basic things like, hey, I have to give charity so much in this place or that place. It may not be necessary anymore. At that point, your goal is to preach the glories of Krishna to the broader world, have to open a temple as opposed to giving charity. I mean, everybody is supposed to give charity, but there, the charitable principle is very different. So when you take shelter, like His Holiness Rompas Maharaj says, when you take shelter of a higher principle, it's okay to give up the lower principle. It's okay, perfectly okay. Because everybody is a servant of Krishna and you are cooperating them, forgiving them, tolerating them, there's nothing wrong. Some devotees are inherently more dominating than other devotees. Maybe they are in the mode of passion, maybe they were some king in one of their past lives. They're inherently more dominating. You cannot avoid it. But within your devotional service, you just tolerate it.
In Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada writes like, you can forgive the silly mistakes, but we should not forgive the some serious.
You don't forgive offenses against Guru and Krishna. That's definitely not.
What you see in some, if a thief is stealing something, and you should call him a thief, because that is a truth.
Yeah. So that.
You should not forgive him.
Oh, Manusmriti says you have to punish that person for his own good.
Capital punishment also.
Yeah, capital punishment. Kill that person so that he doesn't die in the future lifetime. Because he has killed somebody, kill in this lifetime itself, so that next lifetime will start with a clean slate. Yeah. The social order is different than forgiving. Social order is required because there are always going to be some people who will violate the frame of reference. For them, there we are not saying forgiving such a person is actually bad. See the point? We are talking about certain level of offenses amongst devotees. And to a certain degree extend that to the non-devotee community. For small offenses, we should not hang on to it. That's what is being said. What in chapter 1 itself, Prabhupada says, right? 5 types of people can be killed. Who are they? Who sets fire to your home, attacks you with violent weapons, steals your wife or women in the household, right?
Yeah, I was talking about the ethics. Even if the devotee is breaking the ethics, or
if devotee is breaking the ethics, then you bring it to the authorities' attention so that they can be disciplined in the proper hierarchy. See the point? And even then the hierarchy may not act on your complaint because they may be seeing something different. Maybe this person will improve over a period of time. They'll gauge the situation. And if they find that this person is not going to improve, such person may be kicked out of ISKCON. I've seen people being kicked out, never to again. In this temple, some people were misbehaving and they have been asked not to re-enter the temple again. Out. Because they are doing themselves a disservice. They are continuing to do more aparadh.
the counseling will not help.
First step is counseling, right? After, as a, what is that? Sama, Beda, Dandopayam, right? So, Danda will come in the last. It's not like Danda is the first step. First you advise, then you counsel deeply, then you threaten them with some punishment. None of that works, out. Because that is good for them in that context. If they continue to make aparadha, then it is actually bad for them. So when something doesn't work between you and some other devotee, take that as an opportunity to deepen your relationship with each other. Oh, now let me figure out how to improve my relationship with this devotee. Right? We all have differences of opinion. That is the nature of the material world. What are you going to do? So, when we forgive, there should not be any resentment. Initially, there will be some resentment, some residual. Slowly, that should taper off. I mean, it took me a long time to forgive some people. It took me 10 years to forgive somebody. Right? Okay, so now a little exercise. On your phones or in your notebook, write down the list of 5 people that hurt you. And if you can't find a list, which is very good, you have forgiven everybody. Anywhere. Yeah. If I say anywhere, suddenly the list has gone to 5,000. Huh? We need more papers.
So not anywhere.
Huh?
Only thing.
No, anywhere. Anywhere is fine, yeah. I was just joking that no list has grown. This is called the hurt list. Who has hurt you? You don't have list? No, think carefully. There will be something subconscious. So next time you should teach this class then. Teach among Matajis, you know. Okay, your list is ready? You don't have any list? So you're already an Acharya or Avaduta right now? Actually, if you don't have disagreements with anybody, it means that you are not trying to deepen your relationship. It's at a superficial level, touch and go, drive-by relationship. As soon as you start engaging in that relationship with anybody, as a friend, as a son or a father, then the disagreements will surface. Right? Okay, now pick the top person on your list and write down how he has hurt you or she has hurt you. Write down. It could be 1 line, 2 lines, whatever. Writing actually is better than just thinking, because in writing you're forced to condense your thoughts. Condense your thoughts. Okay, now write down 3 things that you learned today in the last half an hour that can deepen, that you will implement to deepen your relationship with this individual. Just 3 things. Remember the points I was mentioning earlier? Out of that, 3 things that you'll use. Now write down 3 qualities of that individual which are praiseworthy. Your enemy number 1, right? The hurt number 1. Write down 3 qualities that are praiseworthy in that particular individual. So your first 3 points are external behavior of that individual. The next 3 points are their internal behavior. right? As manifested by those three good qualities. So which of the three will you focus on?
Internal.
Yeah, their intrinsic qualities. What are their intrinsic qualities? The number one quality is they have tried to improve themselves by coming into ISKCON, right? Because if you think you are not crazy, you won't even come to ISKCON. You will say, okay, I know everything, I'll run the world, which is about 8 billion people outside. But if you think that I want to improve myself, then you come in, right? So which of these three qualities or all three qualities of this individual are praiseworthy, right? So now you know that this person is more valuable than you thought before. Forget the external. Externally you may say, hey, what are you doing? Or, no, this is not how you do it. When you come on Sankirtan, this is exactly how you should do it. You should follow my lead. But you see, these three intrinsic qualities that this person has are what I should focus on.
It's like Prabhuji looking at the positive aspect and good qualities of the person rather than looking at the negatives.
Not only looking, but trying to see how those three qualities can improve your relationship with that person. Focusing on those three qualities.
He or she are devotee or initiated and evolves in Krishna service that are enough to make him or his perfect.
Yeah. So that is your list. His list may be different, but your points are very valid. I'm not asking you to kind of reveal all of your points on the list. You know what qualities this person has who has hurt you, right? Now, for the sake of those three qualities, you should praise that person. He's praiseworthy, she's praiseworthy. And focus on those in your relationship with that person. Ignore these external material qualities. It is difficult, but if you can focus on that. So Srila Prabhupada used to take something very small from a person. Right? Somebody said, this falana devotee didn't do this activity. But Prabhupada would say, look, he did this activity. And he would amplify that. Pick some small quality and amplify it. Such a great devotee he is. Right? So when we amplify that quality, now you have become forgiving and you have become higher. Now your stature has grown. Your stature has not come down because you praise this other person. Your stature has actually grown. Right? If you see, not the normal politicians who are there for power, money or something, but if you see great statesmen, that's what they do. They take something small and then they just amplify it. Right? And then you'll become more popular actually. You'll become more popular.
So do you just need to keep ignoring those negative qualities?
Yeah.
But what if it is within your family?
It becomes a little bit difficult, but still, certain things, certain people will not change throughout their lifetime. But by amplifying their positive qualities and focusing your relationship on those aspects, they are growing, you are growing, and then in the next lifetime that will continue.
But they also can't hurt you more because now
You have acknowledged their positive qualities, they cannot hurt you more.
if you talk
They will be careful in hurting you in the future.
So those negative eventually they'll go away. They'll reduce.
No, they will go away if they are also consciously trying. If they don't try, then you can take the horse to the water, cannot make it drink.
But is there anything that we can do at all, being a family member to help them?
You are already helping them, right? By
Getting rid of those negative qualities.
But you may not be capable of getting rid of this. You have to refer them to higher authorities who is more capable, right? See, first you go to MBBS doctor, then you go to MD doctor, then you go to FRCS doctor. super specialist. Why? Because the person at this level was not able to basically cure that other individual. See the point?
Probably like bringing them to lectures.
Bringing them to lectures. You can. There's so many ways. Like different people have tried this, right? In my own family, there was one Mataji who was like totally not agreeing to what we were saying. So I tried, and then somehow or the other she got connected to somebody in Hyderabad. That person said, okay, we are going on Vrindavan Yatra. So everybody come. So they said, oh, 10,000 rupees is a lot of money for us. We cannot come to Vrindavan. He said, try somehow. They made the money. They went to Vrindavan. And now that lady chants Hare Krishna. So you may not be able to preach, but somebody else may come from him. Right? In football, the ball is not always going straight. Sometimes it goes right, then it comes to left. Then from a corner you put the goal. So you never know which angle you will work. Yeah, again, same points that we discussed. Tolerance, patience, utsaha, nisya, enthusiasm, dhairya, right? All 3 points. The same points that Rupa Goswami said 550 years ago in a small book called Nectar of Instruction are relevant, eternally relevant. Right? So, see, sometimes we say, oh Prabhu, which canto you are in Srimad Bhagavatam? I am on 6th. Oh, you are only on 6th, I am on 8th. But have you read this small books called Nectar of Instruction? That has the whole philosophy. The instruction is there. What you should do. Right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave only 8 principles that we recite in the morning, right? Cheto darpanam arjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam, right? So only 8 principles he gave. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. That's where most of us are flops. We say dhanam, janam, sundarim, kavidam va jagadisa kavaye. Hey Krishna, kya ho raha hai? Dhanam, I want Tesla, I want promotion, I want more stock in Microsoft, like that, right? Or Amazon or wherever. we fail there. We fail there actually. It's in our intrinsic nature from millions of lifetimes that we want dhanam. Why? Dhanam, money is honey. Dhanam gives so many other abilities to buy expensive toys in this world. But in the end, that toy will break down and we'll go to hell. Right? So we have to be very careful with these things.
Prabhuji, it works at the material level also?
It works everywhere. I have seen people who crave less for money are more wealthy than people who crave for more money. How does that work? It's unexplainable. Krishna works in very mysterious ways actually. Right? People who want promotion don't get promotion. Somebody else gets promoted. And they'll say, I worked so hard. I was working till 11 p.m. 5 days a week. Why am I not getting promoted? Krishna, this is very unfair. That Muslim guy got promoted, but I am not getting promoted. I am so much more advanced than, I don't eat meat, I chant your mantra, but it's not happening. Why? We challenge Krishna from time to time. Right? But promotion is a combination of so many factors. How well the company is doing. Does the boss like you? How is your karma? So many factors, right? So how can you demand anything? You cannot demand anything in life. So many things will happen. But in all these happenings, we have to understand tolerance and patience and forgiveness, because this is Krishna's desire. He wants me to cooperate with his neighboring devotee. I have to cooperate with everyone. It is not easy, but it's not difficult either. You can do it.
Prabhuji, will this work like if we amplify the quality
Excellent.
in the material world?
Oh, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I did not understand your question.
So will it work if in material world also we amplify the good qualities in others? And
It works every time. That's the whole principle of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Go read that book again. Or you don't have to read the book, just look in Wikipedia, summary is given. It works everywhere. The principle of tolerance, forgiveness, praising the other party. Don't you think if you praise your boss, he'll be happy? Of course. I mean, he knows that you are doing chamchagiri, but he will be happy. Right? It works there, it works here.
Happens to us as well, even though
Yeah. If somebody says, Prabhu ji, आपका क्लास इतना अच्छा था, मैं अभी जगत गुरु बनने वाला हूँ. Right? I mean, although that person is being nice and polite, doesn't mean all of a sudden you have achieved some great height or something. Ultimately, all of us are repeating what Prabhupada is saying, right? Ultimately, it's all coming down to that. So, in the exchange of this loving devotional service, like you are exchanging love, using those 6 principles, right, that Rupa Goswami gives, there should be no trace of resentment. And by patiently cultivating this deep confidence and desire to please Krishna, and by maintaining a spiritual vision, what will happen? You will develop respect for that soul, not the external characteristics of that body. You will develop respect for the soul, and then you will develop the respect for interdependence between us and the other soul. Because ultimately, if we are to believe Bhagavad Gita, there are 2 souls hanging from the Krishna tree as 2 leaves in 2 different branches. How can we fight with each other?
How the resentment will go away?
I'm saying resentment will not go away automatically. We should focus, we should give the time and attention for the resentment to go away. Again, whoever has hurt you, they are instrument of Krishna for your own purification. So if you have that resentment go away, we are progressing. It's not about the world. We are progressing. We are coming closer to Krishna. Isn't that the goal? So what if immigrants are coming from southern border? So what if somebody is increasing taxes? Every day is a struggle in the material world. Every day. Do you mean to say Bezos and Gates don't have problems? Multi-billionaires? Like somebody asked this question to Rockefeller. Oh, Rockefeller, you're such a rich man. This was in the 40s. He said, no, I have a lot of problems. Every month I have to pay salary to 276,000 employees. Right? Cash flow problem. You may be rich, but is there cash every month to pay to employees? Right? That is the number one worry of any corporation. Can I pay my salaries and benefits and other, accounts payable? If you cannot, then reputation will go down. Your corporate will be ranked from AAA to BBB in Moody's rating, and then stock price will fall. So many cascading effect will happen. So don't think the rich people have less problems. They have more headaches. They have more headaches. So we need to revive the intrinsic quality in the other party as well as in ourselves. Then relationship will happen at the soul to soul level, not body to body level. Right? So there is the body to body level, there is the mind to mind level, there is the soul to soul level. If you can come to that level, then we have become Krishna conscious, right? Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. We know all this like parrots. But then we know that we are not the body, we are the soul, because I am operating on the soul level. Arey, that devotee is fat, this devotee is tall, this devotee is short, this devotee has mad temper. Because what are we glorifying? Those 3 negative qualities of the material. Instead of that, if you focus on the intrinsic qualities, then you say, wow, look at the devotee, such a nice quality. If this devotee has such a good quality, how many qualities does Krishna have? Right? He is the Rasovai. He has all the emotions in him, all the qualities in him. So then we become Krishna conscious. Otherwise, we are right now, just like when we are learning bicycle with training wheels, sometimes you are falling to left, sometimes you are falling to right. But we are not really taking the training wheels off and taking off. Right? You have all been using training wheels. I mean, I didn't have training wheels, so one of my uncle was holding my bike. He was running with me. Somehow the other managed, and finally, yes, I can do it. Now I can ride the bicycle. So we have to come to that. Okay, I'll stop there. Any questions? I've taken 5 more minutes than planned.
Any small tips about anger management,
Oh, anger management is a separate seminar in itself.
especially in the family?
Can we
Yeah.
have tomorrow, Prabhu?
No, but management has said that I should complete this topic. So I'll stick to what has been planned. Maybe next time, maybe in April, I will do that.
What topic is tomorrow?
Tomorrow, continuation of the same topic. Right?
Vaishnava etiquette.
Vaishnava etiquette, yeah. So this is just one part of Vaishnava etiquette. Krishna talks about 64 qualities, remember, in chapter 13? We have to develop all 64. One topic we are struggling. Anger management is one of them, right? There's so many other things.
Satsaruva Prabhu has written a book.
Huh?
Satsaruva Prabhu has written a
Yeah,
book.
yeah. I love that book.
But whenever
Obstacles in devotional service, right?
Can you repeat the question because people online.
Oh, okay. So this Prabhuji is saying Satsarup Goswami has written a book, and that's a beautiful book. It's called Obstacles to Devotional Service. Everybody should read that. Because these are all obstacles. Just like in Olympics, you have to cross hurdles, jump, like. We are not so great to do a long jump. You have to cross each hurdle that happens. And whenever you cross one hurdle, the next hurdle, Mayadevi will put at a higher level. Because she says, wow, I'm so impressed. Now jump on this one. And then you jump that one, then she'll put one more hurdle. That's her job. And she is very good at it. She is the wife of Lord Shiva, so she's very powerful. She's very good at it. So there is a difference between Hinduism and Krishna consciousness. Hinduism is following the principles. Krishna consciousness is living those principles. So, middle of the night I wake you up, you don't go into default mode. Your default mode is the principle. Living the Bhagavad Gita. Like my Guru Maharaj was saying, living the Bhagavad Gita on a farm or in a rural setting is easier than in an urban setting. Because urban setting, what happens? Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsarya is more prevalent. In the rural place, who are you going to get angry? The same trees, the same grass. Nobody is really complaining anything. If you don't give water, it will just it'll become a little dry. You give water, it will become green. So everything is like pretty calm.
There are no anukalpas.
Yeah.
So with that definition, we are still not in the actual Krishna consciousness.
No, we are not. Actually, His Holiness Mukundatta Prabhu has said that this is the example from him, using the training wheels. Right now, we are using training wheels. We are training our soul to get into that direction, into the groove. But we have not removed the training wheels. If we remove, we'll fall right now. Right? So that's where the support structure is there. Srila Prabhupada defines ISKCON as that support structure. It's the net, safety net. So you're trying to walk on the tightrope. If you fall, there is a safety net of ISKCON. Because somebody will come and correct you, or somebody will say, okay, so no problem, Prabhu, let's do it, something like that. If you try to do it alone, then you will fall the victim like the Vishwamitra. So advanced, but still, of course, Menaka's beauty but material world women's beauty is very different. Menaka, Ramba, Urvasi, Menaka, they are in a different level. Right? So even Vishwamitra could not resist. But you are in the association of devotees, right? Somebody will say, okay, kya ho raha hai? Why are you looking? I thought you were looking at Krishna, you're looking at that girl. What's going on, huh? In that sense, getting married is good because at least your wife will keep you in track. If you're not married, right, the option of falling down is higher. It's a lot higher actually. Right? So that's why Grihastha is the safety zone. Brahmacharya means you have to be very strong, otherwise you can fall victim anytime. One of the brahmachari got married. Then I asked him, Prabhu, what happened? What should I say? It's a big mistake, Prabhu. I mean, he was trying to go like this. Suddenly, he saw somebody who was beautiful in his vision, and he went in that direction. He got married, now he has 2 kids. And then I said, how is Grihastha life? So difficult, Prabhu. Huh?
Instrument of Krishna.
No. Yeah, actually, no. Wife is an instrument of Krishna to rectify husband. Husband is an instrument of Krishna to rectify wife.
For that brahmachari.
Oh, that brahmachari, yeah. Yeah, you should take it that way. But it is very difficult, Like now, he was brahmachari, everything was taken care of. All he had to do was wake up in the morning, do Mangalarti, eat prasadam, go on book distribution, come home and sleep. And have a nice time with the fellow brahmacharis. Now, he has to earn. He's working in Home Depot as like carrying cartons and things like that. From where he came where, right? Yeah, is it necessary to work in Home Depot? No, but that's what happened to him. I mean, at least, you are all very well qualified and educated and you have good jobs. But when you make $15 an hour, life is not easy, believe me. Most America is in debt all the time. Because what happens, one small thing, like the average savings, I was reading in newspaper about a year ago, for an average American, we are not talking about IT walas. Negative, or actually it is about $800. So one emergency room visit costs $2,000. So all you need is one emergency room visit in the family to bankrupt them. So most of the people are like on the verge of bankruptcy. Of course, there are a few people who have all this stock and billions and 4 houses, but that's in a minority. Hey, any other question? I am rambling now.
$800 per month.
Their bank savings is $800.
Oh, that's it.
Their savings. So one ER visit will bankrupt them. Or the son will insist on iPhone, which is about $1,200. So 800 positive will become 400 negative, and interest will start accruing at 20% per annum. So perpetually in debt.
The minimum expectations from the family in this culture is very high compared to where we came from.
Oh, I mean, just looking at my own kids, right? The expectations are very high. We hardly expected anything. Father gave cycle. That's it. We didn't have any other. So that is another problem of being a grihastha in America. Right? It's better to be a grihastha in Mexico or some other place where cost of living is lower. But even that, this American disease, like I wrote my article on my LinkedIn, right? American dream has become the world's nightmare. Isn't it true?
That was a good one.
Think about it, like, somebody was telling me in near Yadagiri Gutta. Now everybody wants a phone. iPhone in India is like 64,000 rupees. Here at least I can afford it because our level of income, relative to income, cost of it. There, that could be your quarter salary. If you make like 2.5 lakhs a year, that's like from January through March you earn to buy one silly little toy like this.
Which will not work after 3 years.
Yeah, I mean that is by design, right? They have this, using reliability principles, they will make the circuit short circuit after an X amount of time. Because initially, like, the radio that my grandfather bought is still working in Hyderabad at my home after 60 years. But why can't they make them like that? It is redundancy by design. By design, right? So welcome to the material world. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.